finish up by then today?
I can make shortcut always. Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Here is today's, I'm going to cover two parts. One is the Bodhisattva mind free from hindrances and free from all distortion and delusion. That part is how the practice goal of Bodhisattva need to reach. And then the another part that mostly I'm going to cover a little bit very interested idea and story for you to listen to. Is by the way, Panyaparamita, the Buddhas of the past, present, and future attain the supreme enlightenment. Yeah, this one is called declaration. Declaration, isn't it?
Declaration.
Yeah. Declaration. It means announce something very strong. See? And in Chinese, this was always in the Panyaparamita Sutra. They always say, Nga Ano Toro Sama Samputi. They mention a lot in this word. English translate called supreme enlightenment. And they use the word called discernment. Discernment. That was called maybe get from the teachings of God religion. They use this word. This is Ajahn Jack Thanissaro. Venerable Thanissaro, he used this word a lot. And I look for a lot of teaching, they use the same word too. But in the Chinese, Anuttara Samma Samputi, lots of meaning there. This is called Panyaparamita, an important message about the Buddha's awakening. So what is the meaning and experience or the state of the Buddha? He got that message. First one I want to tell is this Anuttara Samma Samputi. How we going to know it is follow the practice, Bodhisattva practice. From the practice, they slowly build up something, experience differently from the world. This different, we can name it distortion. So four in the distortion, they call four distortion in Chinese. You can look up into the dictionary, what is four distortion? Like something that not forever, we think that they have something mental, exterior, interior, mind, or phenomenon. We try to, for the counter, for the human experience, they think there should be something last forever. You're not going to change. This is called distortion. The concept, that perception already not the truth. So, in the whole teachings of the Heart Sutra means they see something that emptiness. This is the concept come from. They have something they call emptiness, no matter mental, physical, or material. This is the base. Things carry on changing, rising, and ceasing, no base. It's called emptiness. So when you say something not going to change, it means you distort the truth. You see? So four distortion is we need to slowly overcome. What is the four distortion? I don't say it today. You need to do some research in order to cover that. This is a big topic. Bodhisattva is part by part to overcome this four distortion and overcome delusion. Then it comes to fully enlightened. Fully enlightened, we call that right, even awakening. So that awakening not going to increase and decrease, not going to have any others changing. It comes into this is the highest supreme. When you read it, then you really see what is the Buddha's experience, and you will know that if any higher practice in the future, it will come into the same experience, not more than that, not reducing any degree of that. So that is how this announced from the past, present, and future. The Buddha have the same understanding and experience. So that when you come to that practice, that you will, we call that the pure faith. The pure faith, you have faith on it. This pure faith is because of the experience show you the confidence to see things as that way, to see the truth as the truth. So you will know it. This is the life practice. No matter what kind of life, it comes to practice awakening, it will come to the same goal in the future. Okay, right now I'm going to say two stories about Anuttara Sammasambuddhi in the Anguttara Nikaya. The first one is when the Buddha, he and his Greek disciple, most of them is very high practice into the first state, second state, or even come to the what we call the sainthood, have fruit of this practice, like Sotapanna, Anagami, and that. They already enter into the supreme food, four states of supreme food. Some of them come to 2, some of them come to 3. The very sharp mind, and we call it the awakening power is very strong. When they come with the Buddha, have the discussion, they ask like that. They ask the Buddha, why there is someone that one lifetime can come to the final goal, and other people cannot make it. That's like this. And the Buddha, when the Buddha answer, like this. He think it little while, and then he answered. He said, there is something that called, let me use the word discernment. He said this concept contains 4 meanings. One is reducing. The second one is remaining. The third one is purifying. The fourth one is penetrating. We talk about this. So this meaning of we are practice the word awakening. So this concept of awakening for the life carry on process, some of them, the awakening power reducing strong. You see? It means your actions, your no matter mind action, verbal action, and the body action have something that make it obstacle. Some obstacle or hindrances make this sharp awakening power, reducing strong. It means that you polluted this energy. So this energy from the life process is not going to sharpen anymore, but it is reducing this energy. So you see, when we see a lot of living beings, when you tell something right or wrong, it cannot make right judge. From his mind, he cannot make right judge. You see, for something give it opportunity, he cannot see the opportunity. You see, his eyes is open, his five senses contact is the same, but his mind is not sharp enough to understand. You see, we have a lot of beings like that. You see, his physical, everything is good, but his mind make judge, or the wisdom is very low wisdom. A lot of very clever people, they don't know how to make the right judge. Especially about benefit to themselves, benefit to others for freedom. They make wrong judge. They tie up themselves, put them into danger. So from here, I want to say one very sharp, story about the Buddha with Ananda. When the Buddha with Ananda one day come into the wood, Buddha saw a tree, and then he just stand there. And Ananda, did you saw this tree? Ananda, yes. What tree is it? Yeah. Ananda saw a tree. Then the Buddha, he just, do you know what happened to this tree? Ananda don't understand. And let the awakened one tell the story. Then the Buddha said, you see this tree, because of the seed come to the tree, so the tree start growing, and then it just cover the tree, and slowly cover, and then the tree die, replaced into the seed tree. When we go to the Thailand, and then we go to this, what we call that, the old monastery there, we saw a Buddha head, and then the head will cover with that tree, that kind of tree.
Ayutthaya.
Yeah. The Buddha, he mentioned this tree. He said, Ananda, do you know how dangerous is the mind and body? He said, living beings' mind and body is covered by greedy. The greedy. So this desire of greedy slowly hold up to the mind and body, and then you can't see the mind and body anymore. You only see it's greedy. He mentioned like that. The whole practice in Buddhism is facing to greedy. Yeah. So in the awakening mind, when the Buddha reached to the highest supreme enlightenment, so from this enlightenment, when he looked for the cause, he saw that the cause and effect from the effects of enlightenment, he see the whole process of it is facing the greedy. This greedy is so strong in the human beings. So greedy of what? They have lots of meaning. Yeah. What we call that ba feng chui bu dong. Gain, loss,
Or the
Yeah,
Edwin.
yeah.
Edwin.
That is something that mentioned in the Anguttara Nikaya too. Mentioned about this is another form of greedy of each of them. You see, not much people can overcome. Yeah, you're not greedy in the material or in the living being, but you're greedy and spiritual. You know, a lot of things can happen. It's just this big concept that people need to overcome in order to come to more higher verification. So the second one is called have the maintaining. So this awakening power is not going to reducing energy. It's maintaining it. So how we say the maintaining energy is because you use the what we call that the right skill in practice and your time 24 hours. You know how to at least you don't let the defilement earning energy. You day and night, like what we said that in the morning we try to sit meditation, try to have more concentration, more wisdom, more sharp mind before we go out. Enter into the world. Have the mind and body contact to the world. And then when we have something defilement, we make trouble. Or we have something fight in the world, and then when we come back evening, we still have meditation. We try to forget everything. We try to forgive something. We try to do some what we call that repentance before we go to sleep. That will be some energy that will remain. The concentration and wisdom that we carry, not become anything that come into the mind, and in the life process, it becomes the energy active. You see, we have a lot of memory that when the body go worse, illness, that karma action, we call that karma action. Because we never forgive something, we never forget something. It becomes the energy that when you don't need it, it comes to you. So when you go to visit dying patient, you visit the sick people, then you know how hopeless their mind state is. Because of not being purified, a lot of experience, they just become doubt. They just become question, always pop up like that. So practice for this awakening mind, the second one is like that. The third one is who have more practice into it, it becomes the energy they can cease, can stop and cease what we have that attachment. So it will come to cease our attachment. It's like that. Things just more easy for you. The first thought you come, oh, I'm worried there. And then the second thought, you already have another idea. Oh, I don't have to worry there. So the first thought, you come to trouble, but the second thought, it already solved the problem. You see? So if you come to training, this awakening energy, what we call that, discernment, he has something, energy that can purify his own defilement. So this is called ceasing energy. So the Buddha said, when practice, you can check yourself. Is it something that you improve your own practice or reducing your own practice? You can check for your own self. You see? So I'm the personality that are very bad and very evil, or not evil, very ill in my young age. Easy to angry, is and that, violent. No? And when the practice carry on, this personality have more and more sharpened to control the concept, to changing inner psychology attitude. Let more wholesome thought, wholesome picture in the mind remain active there. And when the five senses contact to exterior world, the mind that what we call that it will have more thing reflection back, deny your psychology or your mind state, mind to have process in the five senses contact. Okay? So that is how you practice a certain skill, like I practice is four foundation of mindfulness. Knowing the body as body. So I don't let my mind process only here. I always pay my mindfulness to the body. So present with the body. So the body touching to the five senses exteriorly, but I don't try to process or when I see something, carry on process, there's something there. I don't. When I touch something, hear something, I just carry on process the touching, but I don't try to process the touching. See? So in the mind state too, not much in the daily dream, thinking, this and that. I try to be concentrate. So to concentrate, it makes you don't lost balance, not losing balance. So I'm not going to contemplate, but concentrate. Make the mind more ceasing, more stopping, more simple, not too much involved. So life is a large of phenomenon. You see, all this phenomenon is birth, old age, sickness, and death. This is called rising and ceasing. Only you can find is rising and ceasing in the mind. Don't have to involve too much. It's the same. So that when you know that is, you try to have the goal in front of you right here and now for your own practice. See? So the Buddha said that the last one is very important, is penetrate. What is a penetrate means you have the very deep and ability when this body is in the illness, in the decay, your mind still need to be very sharp in order you break to the last rising and ceasing, we call that contact. That contact should be not feeling side and come to 12 links backward. You need to break into the sixth contact and then come to consciousness and break here so that the light won't go on to the rebirth again. So that from life end come to life birth, this kind of cross, the karma link, you need to break it. You see? So what we say that life break and then you stop is Buddhism's very important message here. You see? So the Buddha mentioned about these three. He said the first one is reducing, the second one is lamenting, the third one is processing. Processing is purifying. The last one is stop the leak. Means stop the life. Carry on. Means what he mentioned is ceasefire. So this fire not burn anymore. You see? And right now, even those who we teach that, not many people they're concerned about. I want to cease fire. You know, we have more important thing to do in this lifetime. Most of us. You see? And I just have my very good friend, very good supporter from Boston. We have a lot of fundraising from there to support our project. More than 200,000 to 300,000 from them. You know, the chairman that and his wife just passed away a couple of days ago in Taiwan. He emailed to me, and I just said so sorry about this. And then his email back, he said like that. He said, nothing I can say with the word. He said, just let the reality tell. Let the reality tell. He said, so limited what we can do in the living life, you know, for our ideal. This is between her wife have the cancer and fight with the cancer. Takes 3.5 years. And then finally her life gone. Very young age, younger than me. So his last sentence is that don't think you can do too much for people. The more thing you can do is save yourself for freedom. This is the last sentence he wrote it for me. So in our daily life, when you totally calculate the life process for ourselves, are we purifying more in this life, or we work more worse before we end this life? I think when we talk like that, maybe just 1 or 2%. I will give more, weight for it. Most of them will go worse than purifying. Here is another story. When the Buddha mentioned about the profound meanings of practice, he used the word practice as emancipation, means part by part, peel off. Part by part, peel off. So he said that in this, you put your mind and body into the path of purification. So part by part, emancipate. You peel off this defilement. First one he mentioned is don't look for other things. Practice is the reward. He's so sharp. He said, practice is the reward. You see, in the life, we practice Dana, we got Dana. We practice discipline, we have discipline. We practice concentration, we have concentration. You see, we practice wisdom, we can let go. Is it the reverse? So if you don't practice that one, that part, you don't have that result, isn't it? So the Buddha, he mentioned the first one, practice is the reverse. This means you are living in the practice. The second one, he said, the highest supreme state is that not other than this animal. So the third one is use liberation as the core, C-O-R-E, means you center it there. The third one is right mindfulness, right knowing is the foundation. So the first one I already mentioned. Practice is the reward. The Buddha mentioned about all kinds of practice. He already taught, all these paramita is the reward. You practice that one, you have that one. You practice patience, you got patience, like that. So the second one he mentioned is, I already contemplate and then examine it. The second one. So I know that in all my practice and come to the final awakening, I examine this awakening. I saw it correctly. This is a correct one. This can cease fire. This can cease suffering. It's no supreme than this. So I mentioned this is awakening power. So you need to have all this awakening follow you in your practice, especially based on 4 foundations of mindfulness, 37 factors of enlightenment. I already mentioned all the skills for you, no other than this. So the Buddha, he taught like that. So the supreme enlightenment, that kind of highest goal, have the skill to support it. All the skill the Buddha already mentioned. Yeah. And the third one, liberation is the core. Liberation is the core that you need to practice by yourself. Nobody can help you. No such one. You need to keep it for your mind and body into training. You cannot say that someone can always, babysit for you. You see, it's not working. You need to awaken and then you stand up. Awakening means suddenly you have sharp eyes, very sharpened eyes. You see something, this. I saw it. So you open your hand, open your leg, open your 5 senses contact to overcome everything. Use this code for your final goal. Begin with the code, end with the code. Liberation. So the Buddha mentioned that I use detachment to overcome attachment. Finally, I got is detachment. also practice like that. Use detachment to overcome attachment, finally detach. Last sentence, the Buddha mentioned about based on right mindfulness, right knowing. Right mindfulness, right knowing is very, you know, we call that very normal we have. You don't have to close your eyes. You don't have to use any concept. You just awake. You see? We just awake, everything awake. Knowing. Try to remain that sharp mind. Can we do that? He said, very important message is this right mindfulness, right knowing already complete with the attachment, establishment, achievement, and a protected mind and body with the teaching, all the teaching of the Dhamma. So right mindfulness and right knowing have that kind of power. How are we going to train this right mindfulness and right knowing? Let me make an example. You see, when we have right mindfulness to this body, then your right knowing is knowing this body. When the time process, when your body have little bit moving, you know, from still point come to active point, you know, then this right mindfulness and right knowing change. You change the object. You see, when we change objects, sometimes we don't know too. You see, the right mindfulness and right knowing of the object for concentration, for letting go of other detachment, it's easy to change, you see. So we don't have that kind of energy to remain there. That's why we need to train for this habitual pattern, a new habitual pattern. Until we might have a little bit bad situation when we cannot stand, cannot walk, only can lying down, how are we going to deal with the mind changing message there and remain right mindfulness, right knowing? We must have something, need to be very sensitive in knowing. Life is not always have strength. Life will go worse and worse. I just received a message from Hong Huan just now. When in the morning, I visit her, and she told me, I have less and less energy. I'm very worse now. I can't walk properly. I don't have energy for my leg. You know, when her word have this big upset like that, I just told her that not much you can do. You just need to see this reality and keep up with the concept of lamentation, sorrow, lamentation, fear, worry, anxiety. That is you change the object of knowing the body as a body, mindful the body as body. You already have some feeling. The feeling changing, let your mind already change object. So the awakening, that kind of energy, you totally lost it. You see, if someone have the already awakened, means his mind is, that kind of sharp mind state is not going to change because of the body's changing in this four posture. Standing, walking, sitting, lying down. No matter how this bed go, his awakening, that energy won't change. This is called totally awakened mind. But we don't train it enough. When the time comes, it just changes easy because we cannot concentrate. We cannot realize what is going on in that situation. Feeling changing, the mind object changing, the mind can reflection what's going on for the mind itself, and the last part is the truth. Totally get lost. You're not connected with the truth. So knowing something in Buddhism is very easy. But you need to use that into training in order you build up something that experientially I included that concept. I included the concepts behind the concept, that is the energy. I got that energy. What the Buddha mentioned about all this emancipation or the liberation energy, that I included that. I can benefit from that. It's not lost from my body and mind. So the awakening one means it's all that wholesome is called Anuttara Samma Sambuddhi. Means that awakening energy not losing from your mind and body. No matter what's going on in this until the last moment. It becomes the energy of total penetrate. So they have one kind of lifestyle is Arahant, means he not return. He cannot finish the job here, but after the last moment, he still carry that penetrate energy. The penetrate awakened energy. We call that in this book that are translated called discernment. So the discernment will go into the psychology attitude. From there they penetrate, so they not return into life. Even though he can tell you, I complete done in here by word, but his psychology mentors, they're still working on that before he goes. Yesterday I come back, I want to tell this. This is something that I found when I traveled to Toronto and give the Heart Sutra in Chinese, because talk in Chinese I have more confidence and more words to say. But I want to check the information. When I check into this, quote into this, I suddenly have a little bit for myself, a deep understand for myself. I say, if I really know the body as body, how about when I sleep? So what I can feel when I sleep. And from there on, come to last night, and I try to remember, when I sleep, unconscious or conscious, I try to bring the weakened mind to tell myself, knowing the body, knowing the breathing, knowing the body, knowing the breathing. I try to remember that when I sleep. So interesting, and when I sleep, I still need to do more penetrate to it before I can tell you. When I sleep there, I don't know it's a dream or real. I just feel the breathing. More clear, I can feel my breathing. And the storyteller is mindful of the breathing, so the breathing have more remembering in the sleep. See? So anything I can say is the awakening energy is like the master in the mind. It really can be more clear to mindful. If you don't tell them, it shut down. If you tell them, it really can, react. I only can say it's react. He will react back. Like I tell myself, without alarm clock, anytime I want to wake up for the routine discipline, routine daily life, I can wake up. So I never use the alarm clock in myself, never. You see? And we have a friend, John come. I babysit him many times. And you don't babysit him, he just can't wake up in the morning. Already 20 years old, not going to babysit anymore. He's going to have a girlfriend, have family, have work, have this and that. That will totally want to wake him up. He have no more time to sleep late. Life not going to have that condition anymore. If you have this and that desire burning and cling to this and that, then the life need to force to do this and that. You don't have time to sleep like that. You see? But he come, we told him, and then he still have that. This is a bad habit. Very, very bad habit. No one said that this is something that works. So that his awakening mind about time is very, very, what we call that, ignored. I don't want to use the word stupid, but ignore. He cannot realize this life need to be changed. If you are sharp mind like descent, means somebody tell you, you immediately, you wake up, oh, yeah. I accept it. That is called sharp mind, you have wisdom. You see this is the benefit. You see that is the something that make the life work and make the life define. You totally overcome it. It's called enlightenment. So someone is not enlightened. No matter how many times you tell, he cannot enlighten. Why is cannot enlighten? Means he already processed it very long. That energy remains. We call it karma. Karma means the life, distortion energy pull them down. The unwholesome energy just remain active, so he cannot clear himself what's going on. Life for us have many, many things to do. A lot of things to do in order you can free back yourself. Especially I say as a layman, as a lay supporter, have a family life. I don't know how fast you can pull back this mind body for yourself in order you can straightforward to the practice. Because concentration and wisdom is not easy to process. This is last word I want to say.
on something that's always such a struggle with me, and I'm guessing it's a struggle with other people as well, that I'm constantly looking for advice on. In this life where I am right now, there's a lot of suffering of other people, and I have the ability to help them. I can help them in my professional life as a therapist, in my personal life. I'm helping puppies, cat, you know what I mean? And so I constantly feel that pull. Am I doing too much for others and forgetting about my own practice? Because there will come a time where I will be lying down, not able to help. Is my mind sharp enough because I'm spending so much time helping others? Or do I need to continue and maybe view this life as the helping life? And, you know, I mean, it's such a struggle to figure out what that middle is. Because the suffering doesn't go away. You know what I mean? It's always, and I feel like the opportunity always presents itself to me. To where there's a time where I could be helping some, there's always a time. It's so hard.
Yeah, this is what I mentioned is, you know, when we want to help others, you know, we know that in Buddhism, in the old Theravada Buddhism, it said that three highest practice, you know, three highest practice. They don't mention too much. They mention three highest practice. In the helping of others, is that we still processing these three highest practice, or we are going to worse? You know, like I saw someone that help other meditation, this and that. When they are coming to the food table, as a teacher, you know, what can you teach in other for Buddhism? Tell them, principle, you know, put the life in order, put the life in time schedule, all this, you know, when the time you're hungry, then you come to the food, sit there, and you appreciate the food, you appreciate where the food comes from, you honor, respect to your faith, Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha before you eat. You see, remind something in highest freedom or goal before you eat. This is called principle. And concentration means you aware this mind and body, because you teach people meditation, so you're aware. Come to the food, not greedy. Wait for a moment, wait. You check the mind, you see. This is called concentration, this is called greedy. This is only a contact. If this body goes worse, the mind contact become more challenging with this. That is why we're grabbing something and revert again. You see, like we see something, we touching to some food there, this delicious food, you see, so that if you let the greedy, you know, take over your mindset, that will be very tough. If that is the dog menu, you know, in front of you, then you let the angry take over your mind there. It's the same. You see, so the discipline, concentration, and wisdom need to, in the same time, when you help people, you need to build up, or you can remain. Not let it revert. At least not let it revert. If let it revert, that is why the Buddha said, someone have one lifetime come to the end. Lots of them, many lifetimes still carry on. You cannot come to enlightenment. Because you not process that. That it will become a you know, alarm for me myself. If I want to involve too much, am I involved that time and in the same time process my purifying? Yeah. So when I saw, someone in the food table, it totally, undisciplined. It really shocked me. What kind of message you teach people? And you yourself, you don't benefit to it. Yeah. So in the Buddha time, they have very serious role for someone go to it. Need you to follow. It's not something that give you trouble time. It's something that put you into the path in order you not out from the path. Yeah. So that you can help other. Remember, when you help other, your concentration, your mindfulness practice, it's still cover. If you not cover, that will be very worse. So I try to make myself right now, my walking, doing something, I try to be covered most of my time. If I can mindful to this body and feeling to this body, means I not stuck here. If you don't tell people, mindful to the mind, mindful to the phenomenon, that is a word. That is a word. That is not something that you are using. So I don't know what is the mind and what is the Dhamma, but I know the body and feeling to the body. This is very basic. At least mind already, right mindfulness and right knowing still carry on process there. It come to the object. It come to the object. Don't let your mind change into other object. Yeah.
So it's working on your individual practice in that moment when you are helping.
Yeah.
So you actually are working on your practice. Wow.
Yeah.
It's really, I'm thinking, you really touched on something because a lot of the work I'm doing are with animals right now.
Yeah.
And they are so suffering. There's so much suffering with them. And one of the places I'm working at, if they don't get adopted by a certain time, they get killed. So I see how important I can work on my own practice of being mindful in the body and the feelings when this horrible suffering is going on. So it can all be connected.
Yeah, we try to help them, help their feeling, but don't see this kill is real. It's not the real thing.
Right.
Life still carry on.
Right.
Life still carry on, but you know that there is something in your mind that suffer.
Mm-hmm.
You know that suffer. You can feel that suffer, but not the body. Body is nothing. So remember this when we say practice in the Buddha's training, they have two. One is use the four foundation of mindfulness. The second one is use anapanasati, use breathing. That is the very base in the Buddha's time. They recommend we use, but use the body or four foundation of mindfulness is easy for you move this body. This you when you focus in the breathing, especially unless you are professional, every day only practice. You're not involved into social exchange, social service, that kind of stuff. You can remain knowing the breathing, because knowing the breathing is very detailed. When you have hard work, this breathing is abnormal. You can come in there, but you can come into the body, because the body you need to use it to everything. All the exercise, all the dynamic movement is the body. So you can always use the body as an object. That is what the Buddha said. The best one is four foundation of mindfulness come to awakening. The best one, he said. He didn't mention that the Anapanasati is the best one. He said 4 foundation of mindfulness is the best one because it included 2 parts, growth or fine. Yeah. Yeah. I need to look back to the Anguttara Nikaya and quote these 2 sutras that you can read it in English. Very funny, these 2 mention about the Buddha's awakening. He mentioned about that enlightened energy. He says, we have all living beings have that energy, but some interesting. Okay, my talk finished. Yeah.
We have a small break.
Yeah.
Okay. And maybe if anybody has any questions for Shika when we come back from the break, we can address those and then we'll go into our planning for next year. Does that sound good?
Let's all stand and bow to the teacher.
那个榕树叫什么树？
龙树。
Nagarjuna.
Okay. That is a Buddha. What is the tree? Sala tree talk about how to overcome the defilement or the worry, attachment or greedy, So he said, working for the patient right now, he tried to focus on feeling the exterior world, in order to overcome the greedy. This is mostly is what the Buddha said that exterior empty, or exterior void. Use the word void, V-O-I-D, void, exterior void. We try to detach for exterior, but when we talk about interior, you think that is the mind state, but mind state is so settled. It cannot be overcome. When the problem comes, is the 4 elements. So in the practice of the Buddha mentioned about concentration and wisdom, he always talking about jhana. Jhana means talking about how you practice divided into 2 parts. One is nama, one is rupa. We need to work for rupa before nama. Nama means mental state. Rupa means physical. So if we can overcome 4 element changing, then you can have more concentration, more calmness of mind state to facing in the mind problem. See? But usually when the physical changing, this is too tough for people to handle. When you go to a hospital, many Buddhists, they say, I'm practicing 20 years, I'm practicing 30 years. Don't tell me that. When you come to hospital, you are just practice today. You see, all this, we say that the decay feeling take over all our practice. Your practice is here. Decay feeling is here, higher than you. See, so 4 element changing, it's like a very strong, signal for the mind. The mind, if you are not concentrate, not sharp enough, then you can overcome. Like I said, lung flooding, infection, lung flooding, And right now, the tumor in the hip in the brain there, infection, it have flooding there, so it will make lung infection. Then you have short breath, asthma. You know, because you can't breathe. So that you can't breathe, it means the fire up, high blood pressure go up. You know, can we overcome easy? Not easy. Unless you can concentrate. You have jhana base. See? If you come to the mind, have trauma, infection, then you what is that? Dizzy?
Dizzy?
Yeah, dizzy. Like that. You see? Can you still concentrate? That kind of feeling? You see, all this only 4 elements changing. The feeling from 4 elements changing. Nothing can do by the mind. You see? So that is why Buddhism and the Buddha, he is very recommend before these 4 elements go to worse and decay, the body decay, you need to have achievement of jhana. In order your mental state not disturbed by the 4 elements extremely changing. This is saying is for the one who is nature process of life come to the end facing of dying. You see, so I use a lot of right now the Chinese medicine is protecting Kong Huan's lung and brain not come to this too bad feeling, because he's right now the worst thing is lung and mind. If he have these two, this is not a short period. Second by second, minute by minute, carry on process that. You see, very difficult to deal with that feeling. No contemplation we can do. Only concentration. Once you can penetrate, you are okay. Once you can penetrate, you are feeling the body. So first jhana is a little bit highest feeling in the mind. The feelings of the gross body, that kind of feeling disappear. So he don't feel the body much, but he feel only mental. So the body changing is not concerned by the mind. We call it jhana state. Okay? So the second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana, it have a lot, go more profound into mental state, even though he can stop the pulse, stop the heartbeat, stop the brain react. That is how we talk about more practically. Buddhism is talk about experience. So otherwise you can overcome these troubles of physical decay. So for my life, I hope I can seclude myself. This is real for me, you see. So my last day of life, I hope that is in the secluded life. So I'm facing in that training. Not much. I hope myself in the support to other, unless this not being concerned. Yeah.
Shifu, I've read about jhana practice, and it always sounds very complicated.
Oh.
Jhana practice. It sounds very complicated, like there's casinos and there's, things that you see, and it sounds very...
No.
But I have experienced what you described.
Yeah. I talk more about the liberation. I'm not talk about mysticism. A lot of people, they talk about jhana, they talk about superpower, they talk about this and that, phenomena about jhana. that is not the issue. The issue is you need to throw that kind of experience in order your mindset can go more settled, more calm, and more stillness, more serenity. In order you can overcome what we call the real life. You know, the real life come to illness, come to very bad situation, decay. This is the mind only touching to that, only touching to this, no other else. It takes over the whole structure of life. You know, right now we can put the mind to this, that, five senses. We can put to it the mental, you know, enjoy your daydream. But when the decay of the body, everything is not going to work. Only the thing is decay feeling. It's very, very tough for you. You see? Yeah. Nobody know what is going on unless you come to that situation. I say this is a new experience. Like someone in the morning tell me, I'm very weak. You know, I can't climb up the stage. I'm very weak. What can I tell her what is weak? See, I only can tell her, when you cannot climb up, you just don't climb. You see, you accept what you are. It goes worse and worse. I just ask her, are you asthma? And a little bit. Then I know very limited. It might be in short period. This medicine not going to reduce the flooding to his lung. Then it come to asthma. So this is something that's a very new experience, asthma. Asthma will bring all the heartbeat, high blood pressure go because of you short oxygen. We still can use something, oxygen, but I don't know how much she can breathe. You see? So the mind state need to have more energy than this normal life in order your concentration, when you deal with this, your mind still can liberate themselves. See? This is what I mean to myself. This is very practical and very real. If I can facing to dying, I need to achieve something before the dying coming. See? So the Buddha mentioned about liberation before death. Means you succeed the training. Yeah. Most of what we call the energy of detachment you need to fulfill before that come. Anything come, it become attachment. See? Solo lamentation is bad, this and that. Just now, Kong just dropped into this. I correct her. I said, don't use the mind to think. You see? Just back to the observe this body. This is a real situation. When you have 1 minute, you know, liberate, you free yourself in 1 minute. You have 5 minutes, you free yourself in 5 minutes. But in that moment, you don't try to think. Okay? It's not going to work in that way. Okay? So here is something that when we talk as a mature mind state, a mature being, you see, it's always challenging when we talk so close and so real to the life itself, you see, so real and so close. So no one can take place. This is the issue. No one can take place. People can try to help you, medically, everything try to help you, but it's not going to work all the time. It will work sometime, and then sometime it's just not working anymore. If not working anymore, what is the thing can take place? You see, medical one, so that the Buddha found, he need to overcome it by concentration. Yeah, and concentration can overcome 4 elements. See, you can go more deeper into the mind state. So the mind state that you need to process wisdom, means process the discernment. The awakened energy is still there, sharp, so that the mind inside not stuck in anything. It still can check. I think we have more to do. Yeah, we have a lot to do like this. So the last part in the sutra said the practice is come back to 5 hindrances. We come back to 5 hindrances. After the 7 factors of enlightenment, they said 5 hindrances.